look at these rosters right now. We just get our core compositions, double intel here for Brent. In the meantime, it's Killjoy plus Sova instead for Boom, which I really see for Ascent that Killjoy can get so much value with a lot of emplacements. Put the nanoswarms here, there, and everywhere. Put them in the lanes. Alarm bot can be scary. Lockdown for either the retakes or the pushes as well. But when you really go down to it, it's Bren saying, okay, we're going to be trying to take our whole mantra to a completely different level. We're going back to double intel. We're going to be putting Borkum on the Cypher, and we'll see what Dispenser can do on this Duelist instead. Can he pick it up? Is it going to be enough? Or will the flashes be sorely missed for Bren Esports? Boom, in the meantime, they're up by 1. This is their map pick. They want to represent their country. They want to make it all the way to the grand finals. And taking down a Titan like Bren Esports would be a really good start to it in the quarterfinals.
This is something that, well, everybody has to try to go through, is to beat a team that beats you in the map that you're good at. We've seen this happen in other games as well, other tournaments, other regions, but Bren have to replicate that if they want to have still a shot to stay in the Masters. It's going to be incredibly important. It's not only the prize in terms of the prize pool that's, you know, enticing here. It's the points that you can stack up, that you can use, you know, to go into the biggest tournament for Valorant, which is Champions. Master is a prelude to that, and if they can make something happen, just as Dubstep uses his Sheriff, maybe he can do some more. And the damage be done as Humi as well sets up a nice little crossfire, and whatever Boom wanted to happen has been ripped through at the seams. They will be able to get the control on the A site here, but it's a 3 versus 2, and they have to be wary that everybody is going to be coming. Humi is there to flush out the corner. Brent is coming in too hard, but it's not going to matter as Bash comes in. No chance of a plant. No, never mind. It is going to be planted, but still the retake will be Brent.
Wake up call here. Hello, hello. Good morning, Bren Esports. Seems like they've gotten on the right side of the bed this time, and they get the pistol round in their favor. Dubstep, he held the line, got the beautiful shots there with the Sheriff, which has actually been a bit more popular on the Jet lately. And with that extra firepower, he takes 2 down before he falls, really denting the numbers of Boom Esports. So a good start here for Bren. They have taken the pistol, and you know, every little bit of momentum can help them in their struggles on Ascent. They're going to be looking to play out a lot of space, a lot of intel, of course, between Borkum and Jesse Vash, and we'll see how they're going to be looking into figuring out where Boom's going to go. They do have the Cypher, though, setting up on B site. Of course, Jesse Vash can be playing in the middle as well to check things out. Heavy staff, though, here by Brent. 3 of them waiting it out. The 3 duelists are already there. And a Dern King, he gets a quick little present from Dispenser. Hello, it's a delivery. It's a Boombot waiting on the other side.
The reason why we're so hyped about this one is because the rounds start just so quick. The pulls on the trigger for both of the teams is just emanating, and they really want to get an advantage. Whether it's Boom or Bren, it's the double Bs as they still try to go for some aggression here. Eeyore sets things up, and I think, yeah, I'm not mistaken, Boom Esports go in for an aggressive buy, but in the end, it's getting denied. Stinger against Spectre at long distances. Not really looking to favor of the Stinger. Now in 2.04 patch, it has been nerfed. At longer ranges, the spray is more random, and I think the fire rate has been reduced as well. It's still fantastic, but you can really see them kind of struggling with it. And there's no takes. There's no takedowns that they've done to Brent. Only left into Asterisk, who will get meat by Dispenser. He does lose that one. He does have the spike, so maybe, just maybe, he can make something work out in the end. As Asterisk uses the cutted step. Baits some people in. He's not yet on the site, but that audio cue is baiting Humi to look into the other direction, and he's going to be left down with 69 HP. Nice.
Pretty nice play there, though, by Asterisk. You can really see that he tried to make it work. Playing around that smoke, playing around that dark, but Humi finds the flick anyway and finds the takedown. But check out this replay. Dubstep just moving on around Asterisk. In the meantime, he says, this is the power of the Stinger, and it really works in close quarters. Finds the spray down onto the 2 duelists, but I gotta give it to Bren in that round. They knew how far they could play against Boom and be effective. You saw Borkum there whipping out the Sheriff of all things and catching a target in the middle. That range advantage helping out Bren to be up by 2, and Boom right now gonna be playing some of the Sheriffs. Gonna be playing that Bucky as well, looking to try to find a few picks here and there. And Bren, they'll have to be careful. They don't want to give up the Spectres to the other side.
I mean, both of the teams are basically on weaker buys. Bren just kind of recycling these Spectres that they have in hand. And what's kind of good is that if they can cycle these Spectres, go into the next round and win that next round, steal away the rifles that will be bought by Boom, they're going to be in such a great position in terms of economy. Anyways, though, Dubstep does spot out his counterpart in mid and impales him with the knives. NC Slasher playing outside of A main here will be using his boom bot, but maybe, just maybe, as a way to gravitate the members of Bren onto the other side. But Bren still will not get fooled out here, and Blaze is hunting it down, but Dubstep is too quick, too aggressive, and now too on point. And what's going to be the option here? As Borkum is going to stay situated onto the B site, anchoring it, with the help of Jesse Vash having a recon dart at the ready.
Yeah, and they're really just trying to distance the opposition from themselves. It really goes to show right now for Bren. They love these open sight lines, and they're looking to make it work. Jesse Vash even catching out Asterisk. Dubstep now with a triple kill, catching out Eeyore by the middle again. And all eyes on NC Slasher. Can he find the lineup? No, Borkum will see him coming, and a clean win there by Bren Esports. 3-0 right now. Very good start here for Bren. Boom. They'll have to reel it back, and it might be time to bring out the big guns, and they are doing it here as the rifle buys are in order. But look at this. Right. Someone ordered a very expensive gun, and its name is the Operator. It looks like Dubstep says this might be the way to punish this full buy coming from the opposition.
Can he use this now? Very shaky is an understatement. When he played the Operator on Haven, maybe with Ascent being a bit more open, a bit more wide in terms of the angles, he can use it to full fruition here. Dubstep, he's going to get peeked out. He's waiting the angle. He knows somebody's going to peek him right through, and he has to dash away. He might get immediately refragged, as there is NC Slasher and teammate already creeping up on short here. But as that boombot comes in, everybody got to set their sights a little bit nearer onto that short area. Boom has yet to really get more control onto the site, but they still have a minute or so to make something happen. And Dubstep, oh, I like how he's kind of just popping a shot in mid and then immediately rotate to short. That's the double fake for you. That they can destroy this Aldrone immediately. Oh, maybe.
Yeah, got spotted though in Dispenser. No one saw that pain chill specific Dispenser, but Jesse Vash just makes it rain some lightning again, and NC Slasher gonna get taken down. A while ago, NC Slasher with a beautiful swing to help out his teammate from getting sniped by the Operator, and you can see Adern King only getting nicked rather than getting taken down. But losing a member just like that to a shock dart, not gonna be the best way to go here for the side of Boom. In the meantime, Blaze might walk into this one, sees the Jets.
30 seconds
doesn't
left.
hit the shot, has to back away instead by the door though. Humi is waiting, and can he find the target? He tries to TP on the way, but he will get executed on the spot. Dispenser in the meantime catching out the Dern, but Blaze does find the target in return. It's 3v3 for now. Can Brent try and play the retake, or will Boom finally get on the board? The shock darts are saying, Jesse Vash, no, you can't make it here. And Dubstep saying hello to the alarm bot, but we'll break it down as it's time now to see Borkum try to play the flank.
Homie has been playing very, very passive, and I would say afraid at that point. He wanted to reposition back onto Jenny. Maybe he's holding off his spot there, setting up the crossfire. Dispenser would have, or rather, yeah, Dispenser would have actually allowed them to get the site, but more so than not, it's going to be all about that retake into a 1v1. Dubstep only has his sheriff in hand, and the clock is ticking. He has to try to go for it, and Asterisk knows what's up. It's not the full defuse from Dispenser or from Dubstep whatsoever, but he still gets the kill. He can dash away, but at the end of the day, it's Boom for the round win.
But economically, this is gonna hurt Boom because all of their members gonna get taken on down. And Bren, they've been saving up the money here. Now they're gonna be getting those buys, and they're gonna be ready to pounce against Boom Esports yet again. So sure, the battle won by Boom, but looks like the war gonna be more in favor of Bren as we get even more guns. And Dubstep, he is really stepping it up with 10 kills on the board, looking for those takedowns. He saw a while ago the Bladestorm getting value, and he's able to save up the Operator as well. Boom in the meantime, it's a slow start for many of them, but you can really see that the tools and I'd say the steps that they're trying to take right now are looking pretty good. All they need to do now is find the executions, find a little bit more of that space to close down. But Dubstep doesn't care about any kind of distance because Adern King already falls to his hand.
You think? You think you try to challenge me? And even then, he can't really get into the site here. What's the boom boom pow happening for NC Slasher? Can he find the target? Yes, he will. But Dubstep activates the blades once again. NC Slasher is on an island. He is alone, and he has to try to get the clutches that he can't try. but it's not going to be enough. 2 kills, though. Make that 3. But at the end of the day, Bren knew what was up.
NC Slasher, though, you gotta give it this guy an absolute hero in what he wants to do. And he ran on in, took some people down with him. Unfortunately, Brent already had their number. Dubstep flying on in, using that Blade Storm, using the up drops also to get that height advantage. From that point on, making it rain some blades. And even if he did fall, the operator has been saved by a teammate. Also, interesting enough, Jesse Vash making it rain some lead also with that Odin a while ago. They might be doing the same if he does get the scan. NC Slasher, he's still feeling the heroics. He wants to go for a kill here by B. Angel's gonna get thrown by Dispenser to stop the push from Boom so far. And Boom right now, they really don't have the guns they need. And Borkum will catch out the Raze immediately in the spar fight. Odin shots do come. And will we see a peek here from the Jets? Lern King doesn't go for it so far. Aldron now to scout things around.
With that Aldron being utilized, it's going to be Borkum to charge right on through as well. Boom, they got lots of control onto the mid. Borkum holding his hand a little bit, staving off his aggression as he doesn't really have to go in and push out. What's the good thing about though is Bren getting the kill onto NC Slasher. They know they have the numbers advantage. They don't really have to peek out, and they don't really need to challenge because they know Boom Esports, they're in the weaker buy. Blaze, he could deal some damage with this classic, and I almost thought Dispenser was gonna hit that. Still does though. Still wins it out in the end, leaving it only into Asterisk with a Bucky in tow. It's a very close distance fight here. If somebody charges right on through, he can maybe even open the site. He doesn't have the spike, but he can deal some substantial damage to the economy of Bren.
It's all about taking people with him, but Humi, he saw the target, didn't hit that initial spot and shots, but then again, he still gets the takedown anyway, and Bren make it clean there yet again. No one falling on the side of the defense, and really, that big noticeable stat right now has to be Dubstep with that 13 kill marker. It's just crazy how many takedowns he's gotten this game already, and he's looking to pile things up, but what we see here for Boom is they're able to get a bit of that map control. Blaze even going all the way to the defensive spawn, almost catching out Dispenser there. And if we see Boom take even more the map away from Bren, that will be really the problem for Bren Esports. But a showstopper right now, unleashed by Dispenser. Looks like he's going for the flight, trying to make it there, but Eeyore will be expelled. NC Slash in the meantime winning on the left side, baiting things out. And it's 4v4 as the Raze falls on the side of the defense.
That was very aggressive. That was a 1-for-1. It might be an okay play to have done because they do remove the utility of a Killjoy, and that just means that if BME charge right out as a 4-man stack, they will not be able to read any of the lurks if ever they are going to be coming in. For the most part, there are a lot of shock darts being utilized already just to hold him off for a moment. Humi is going to be playing forward Vanguard here. First contact as well. He's going to supplement a couple of his smokes already to stop the B main from being pushed, and no more paranoia in hand. Somebody is there to the corner, and Jesse Bash is nearing, cheering, and leering with his Odin. It's going to be the play. 40 seconds onto the clock. There's a dash right in, and Humi is chasing it down, but he cannot get the kill, but the 180 is going to be true. Can he hold the last round onto the B main? He has to whip out the classic, and it's not going to work out in the end. Blaze, left to his own devices, will get shut down once again by the Step himself, and here we go. Bren looks shaky on Haven, but it seems like they got a cool, clean start here in Ascent.
Looks like they put all their work credits into the Ascent basket, and things are looking really good here for Bren Humi. Even though he missed the shot there onto Azerd, he turned things around, caught out NC Slasher, and then suddenly it was just Dubstep looking to save the day with the op yet again. Odin from Jesse Bash, though, just tearing one apart from the other side of the wall. And it's just so dangerous when you want to set up on B main and suddenly there's an Odin on the other side. Boom, unable to get the push to work out again. It's 6-1 in favor of Bren, but we've seen Boom Esports and the squadron come out of worse situations than before, and it really goes to show that as soon as they get at least 1, maybe 2 rounds in their favor and try to even up the economy, that might be when Boom can even up the odds in this game.
The way that these teams have been playing, Dax, it's not reading how the game might progress. It's reading how the rounds will progress. And I think that this shows how much more in tune these teams are in trying to figure out what happens per the rounds, which I think is the most important part. You can't figure out, you can't feel out just the game itself. You have to figure out how the rounds progress, because if the teams are malleable, if they're versatile, if they know what they're doing, they can play so many angles in so many ways that it's very difficult. But you've seen Dubstep, the entirety of Bren, react to the economy as well as the ult economy of Boom here. And every single time, the positions that they had, the plays that they've done is all there to shut down Boom before they can make something happen. And I do really like this from Bren. I haven't seen this in Haven, but here in Ascent, it really is starting to help them out.
And just the pace of this game, as we hear the Hunter's Fury, it really feels like that Boom has been handicapped in this whole run so far. Brent playing economics so good, and even with that Hunter's Fury catching out plays, it makes it even easier for the defense to try and make it work. Adern King right now rushing on in, but the Spencer knew that was coming, backed on the way, got the headshot anyway. And this is really where just Bren is able to shine, survive some of these firefights, and make sure that their guns aren't taken away by the opposition. We saw this start things off in the first handful of rounds, and I gotta say, Asarai, I'm trying to count how many times that Boom has had a full buy in this map so far, and I don't think I've reached a handful yet.
You can count it in your fingertips, I think, Dax. And Humi, has he awoken? It's going to be against weaker weapons, but you know what? He takes those, and that was just a great play. The greatest one of that particular round was the Spencer's movement. Again, the reason why I always like the Spencer on a Sentinel is that he just knows the positioning of his opponent, and he can use that to read and exploit their weaknesses. And he does it once again in mid, up against Adern King, who was coming out with the Jet, with the blades. Granted, I do miss his Sentinel, but his Raze is now looking pretty fine coming into Ascent.
Yeah, things are looking good here for Bren. And that's the thing about the Spencer. No matter what, he is going to be good on the agent because he's just good at the game. But at the same time, Bren needs to feed off each other's roles. And this time, it's working all out for them. Boom, in the meantime, finally, we get the guns yet again. And this is really the test for Boom Esports. This is a round they have to win because they need to build up that economy and try and fight back in the last few rounds on the first half. If they don't, it's going to be back to the same old situation, and Bren has really found ways to stifle any kind of economic pushes from Boom Esports so far. So Boom, it's a make or break moment coming into this round. Can they break the faces of Bren Esports? They have that showstopper, and they're coming closer to that Hunter's Fury as well as the lockdown. Aldro, though, saying hello so far. Camera gonna get tagged. Counter tag, though, gonna be into play. And Jesse Vash right now does say hello with the recon ball. He's playing by the boathouse, looking to let in the side of Boom. And speaking of the Boom, NC Slasher finding out Borkum. It seems like it's ER actually getting the kill. Borkum in the meantime catching out the Raze in that firefight. And Adern King leading the charge, but Jesse Bash, he's just holding in the back, and he's watching, waiting for someone to come. Boomy's gonna be there as well, but ER comes on in. Reload right now for the Killjoy, cannot fire back, and Jesse Bash will take advantage to catch him out. The Spencer, though, on the board, and that's gonna be 2 in a row for the Rays. It's Bren Esports shutting down Boom Esports yet again, and things are looking so good here for the Philippine roster to try and make it a 1-1 scoreline.
How many seconds, did you see how many seconds Boom had there when they got spotted so many times, like 3 times on B main? I think they had maybe 30 on the clock, and they were just like, yeah, screw it. We're still going to charge onto the site, but everything was utilized to stop them, to delay them for as long as possible. Borkum, being the insane shot that he is, was still able to get a kill, even through the pressure of a showstopper. And that ultimate from Humi, not going for the flank, but rather to reposition and play hand-in-hand with Jesse Vash in holding back the side of B, worked so well for Bren, and their defense just exudes here in the Ascent map. But still, BME will be able to buy up into the, what round is this already, 10th? But there's still going to be a big challenge here.
I'm glad you can count there, Mr. Asarai, as we are counting on Dubstep to hit that operator shot, and Adern King gonna fall there. Humi did die, but then again, beautiful detain here, employed by ER, but Jesse Vash protecting his boys, and NC Slasher just did not know what hit him. Suddenly, a Sova with a gun. This was not in the cards, this was not in the books, and even though the spike is planted, Boom Esports right now, they are down to 2 as Borkum making the pinch work. Asterisk in the meantime, catching out Jesse Vash, but it's Dispenser and Dubstep, the 1-2 punch of Bren Esports, ready for action.
Bren. Round after round after round. It seems that they have neutered the wolves. Well, I mean, if you can see Boom, I think it's a wolf, right? But anyways, they've neutered the animal that is Boom from that first game, and they have neutered it hard. It seems like there is nothing that Boom Esports can do on their attacking side to get this back out. And the only thing that I can see right now is for them to get the second pistol and hope that they can reel in more rounds there, and hope as well that Bren cannot finish off the round even with this massive lead that they have taken in the defending side.
And that spray is just perfect right now for Boom. This is fine. They need to keep their cool, but just goes to show when you do force things out in the second round and you still lose, it does become a bit of a slippery slope. And this slope has really been quite treacherous for Boom Esports. We know how they can play things out. We know that they know how to really play this as smart as they can as Blaze catches out Humi there. But they're really lacking on that firepower. Still though, they are going to have the guns this time, but the Spencer gonna get a triple kill anyway. Showstopper now into play. Doesn't get the tag though onto the Sova, and Blaze gonna survive. Still hit that headshot, and it's 3v2. Odin Operator and a Vandal. Seems like Bren, they're bringing a full emporium of guns coming into this A site. Then again, NC Slash quite the role already. Blaze in the meantime. They're looking to put that spike down. And the Raze doesn't care if he's quite low. Jesse Bash though sprays it down to get that takedown. And now this might be Dubstep seeing his target. And the headshot there to get the tap and to get the takedown. Bren is up by 9 as we are going into the last round of this first half.
How do we go to basically a fiesta for Boom Esports? They were, playing Arriba onto Haven, and now they can't figure out what they have to do. Whether it's them utilizing a Dern King as well as NC Slasher, they haven't really found the openings that they need to, because Bren's dynamic rotation around this particular set map has been on point every single round. They can hope to maybe get this into a 2-10, but weapons are not abound. Utilities not abound. Not a lot of offensive ultimates that they can really utilize, and everything really just being struggling here. And you don't see those every day, but the Boombot kills once again.
Yeah, it seems like ER just wasn't ready to shoot that Boombot down. And even though Humi did fall, it's still that 1-for-1 trade. And speaking of that one, the Spencer plays it yet again from the cubby, peeks on over. Pop Mid gonna go down. And speaking of another one, apparently these are just stories and takedowns waiting to happen as soon as sentences are finished. But this is going to be another death sentence perhaps for Boom Esports, because Jesse Bash is waiting by the rafters looking to mow down anyone who pushes forward. Shock Dart going to get thrown out as well. 2 remaining members here for Boom sticking around by a main. It seems like the call is to play that from the shadows. Maybe a Dern King can find a target here waiting or trying to go for the push. But the Spencer, he was prepared but couldn't get the takedown anyway. Now the Jet tries to go for a different gun, picks up the Vandal, but does he get spotted out by the Cypher? No, sir. Question is, since Boom does have the spike here on B, will they commit? They're trying to play mind games here, Asarai, and it's like, Bren, what will you do to react? Where will you go? And who will you find?
It's all going to be up to a Dern King, or rather, Borkum, vice versa. Try to stop the flanks coming in. They spot out the one already, and he is going to get pincered in, but no! It goes into the favor of Bren here. If the Jesse Bash cannot get this one, Boom win it. And that was the biggest mind game that I have seen in any of the teams that have played for today. Using from the shadows, go into the B site, not plant down the spike, and let a Dern King shine.
My mind is just blown by that play. They were so patient, and really Boom Esports, one of the most disciplined rosters in the SAA region for good reason. You just saw how they patiently waited for that timer to tick on down. Patiently waited for Bren to try and make the rotation, make that play. And even though we saw Asterisk there get scanned up, he didn't care. He found the kill, he got the paranoia, and he held together on B. In the meantime, Dern King also catching out Borkum at the same time. And even though it's 10-2 with Boom winning it out that way, I can see a lot of confidence here from the Indonesian squad if they can get this pistol round and stifle Bren and their offensive.
I don't know if there's some merit to Indonesians just being able to read minds, but they're just showing to be able to read and force and bait and fake everything for Bren in that round. And honestly, like you said, Dax, I think it's going to be true as well, that if Bren lose this pistol, it's going to be so brutal for them. Big paranoias to come out, and Blaze gotta be ready because onto his corner, it's going to be this... oh, no way that he loses that! No way that Borkum misses every single shot with the Ghost as Blaze was just reloading right on the side of him, and the door is open, and Bren, they still have not been able to claim the site. They're still very wary of the door here, and Dispenser gotta dig deep and just procure big, and he does. And maybe, just maybe, his pistol finally in the hands of the Filipino team, but they still gotta be careful because all these guns being brought out is so deadly.
Oh, Umi even wrapping that one up. A triple kill for the Oben. And as the spike is planted, Bren Esports is able to wipe out Boom in that round. 2 away here for Bren to take map number 2. But what a situation we had there, Asarai. I gotta say, Borga maybe said to his opponent, a clip per clip. You whiff, I whiff too. We'll make it fair. But the Frenzy, the Frenzy is just way too strong in CQC like that. But since low HP is the way to go, Dispenser can just tap everyone to oblivion. And now it's going to be Bren having the guns they need. Thing is though, Boom, they said we already gambled a while ago and lost. We're going to gamble again since we are at the brink anyway. This has to be a round Boom can win against Bren, or else it's going to be so difficult for them as it's 11-2. And Bren on the onslaught, on the offensive one more time.
Spencer has a Phantom here. He's playing into the corner by himself. Nobody's, at least at that point, was not going to be able to get the refrag so quickly, but Humi is slowly creeping right in. They should know that Boom is going to go for the Boom shenanigans. Blaze does not get caught by the lineup of the Sova, and they still have so much control, but at the same time, they're expending so much of their utility just to keep Brent on their toes and Brent away from these aggressive points. But this could actually work because Blaze has a nice little angle there, which you can see. Both members of Brent are backing away as they look towards A main. If Dubsa can find an opening here, that's a thing that they need. They utilized the Sova drone from Vash, but they still give their respect that there is that lethal range from the right click of the Bucky. Asterisk, he's ready.
Yeah, he's going for it as soon as the jet dash is on in, but he can't hit the shot and dumps him instead, using that scan to catch out Asterisk in the meantime. Now, Bren, they are on A side, but who will contest from the side of Boom? Adern King now going to get caught out there by Borkum, and Jesse Bash even catching out Blaze in the meantime. By the tree, though, it seems like ER has found a target, and he's looking to cover up whatever kind of push Borkum wants to do. Surprise, surprise, the Cypher's in the middle, and Borkum will get the headshot anyway. All up to NC Slasher right now. Can he do it? He has a Bucky and a dream, and can he make it a reality? No, it's not. He will fall flat on his face, and it's Bren on match points.
Match point.
This has been like, we've seen series go back and forth for today, right?
Yeah.
But this is the series that goes back and forth in the games, not even in the entirety of the game. It's like in the series itself, where on Haven, it's all Boom Esports. And now on Ascent, it's all Bren Esports. So what's going to happen when we go to the third map? Is it going to be Boom again? Or are we going to finally see a back and forth in terms of taking in the rounds? In any case, Bren are already knocking in. They want to get the second game already and say, we are still here. We are your challengers, and we are here to win. Last round for Bren. Match point already, and Boom Esports, they got to dig deep, but they don't have deep pockets themselves. They're only utilizing SMGs, except for Eeyore, who has the Vandal.
Yeah, hasn't that been the problem for Boom all throughout this game? They've had pockets, but they're just so shallow on the money side. Couldn't really build up the economy that they would like, and Bren has been able to take advantage, and then some. Borkum does mow down Eeyore, but Dern King peeks from the log cubby. That point on, it will be 4v4. For Brendo, that was just their lurk. They still have the full force to try and make it push onto A site anyway. So they'll be looking to see how this one's going to work. Aldron right now to get the scout. Blaze, though, mowing it down from the garden. Seems like for Bren, they got the intel. Will they rotate? Will they force things out? Seems like Dubstep, he's a creepy crawly there, Asarai. He wants to crouch around and push. Does he actually go through the smoke, though? Blaze, in the meantime, going to get hit by the paranoia. And patience right now from our Sova.
Dubsa has to get that kill. It's going to be so incredibly important as Asterisk can anchor the site and basically crossfire with Blaze. 25 seconds on that timer, and Dispenser is hunting him down, but Blaze is going for the running SMG, and it's working, it's working, it's working, and Boom Esports survive for a round longer. They'll take it. They win a couple of rifles to go into the next round, And have they broken the economy of Bren? Not just yet.
Yeah, there's still so much money on the Bren esports side, and Rifle's gonna be about yet again. Besides Vash, of course, sticking around with the Spectre. But boom, they live to fight another day. They now have the arsenal that they need to try and fight back. And all they need now is position against their opponents. Gotta say, the patience play though from the Sova looking really, really stellar. Just don't panic when you're in a corner like that. Hit your shots anyway. And it was just Boom Esports reinforcing at the right time, finding the mowdown and finding the movement that they were hungry for. In this case, though, it's still Bren on match points, and we'll see how they play it out. A might be right for the taking here again. And shock darts are coming from Blaze, trying to chip away against the opposition.
Here we go. The setup onto the A site. Nobody is rushing through short. And Bren really wants to go in. Lots of lineups, no one to connect. He's setting up the angle here, but a Durnking is holding on true onto the site. If they push on this one, it's going to be Blaze to embrace them, but still, the shots through the smoke is coming in. NC Slasher and Eeyore to remain, but where is the last one? Neuralthef has given away his position, but Eeyore is going to be here on the top side as Dubstep goes in for the pre-fire, and he goes for the 3 versus 1, coming on top of Heaven, 2 on Hell, and what is going to be happening? Is he going to be Angel or the Devil? As Dubstep becomes the advocate of Bren, 13-3, we go to